Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to When the Night Comes. In the last episode, Camille decided that she was going to break into the dungeons to try and find Aya Walker. She can't do it alone, obviously. She's going to need a little bit of help. Here's hoping that Finn, Piper, Alcar, and Ezra will all be willing to do so. I head back to my room at the Wolf to clear my head, and to try and figure out my hastily concocted plan a little more thoughtfully. I stay up pondering the fact that we still haven't been given the name of the latest victim, and I wonder if Harry is keeping it from me for a reason. After my conversation with August, everything feels wrong. A quick, sharp pain rises in my temples. I feel that familiar presence lurking. Despite that, it would appear that no voices will visit me tonight. Because apparently nothing is sacred in this town, I managed to coax Piper's address out of Edna with very little persuasion. Edna! I was about to say, client-patient confidentiality. Edna's the barkeep. Edna doesn't give a shit about that sort of thing. Okay, fair dues. I head across the street, unsurprised that she lives so close to the tavern, and as far away from headquarters as possible. Her house is small, but it appears to have character, much like its owner. I take a deep breath and I knock. She looks surprised to see me, but her expression quickly softens.
I wasn't expecting you, especially because I assumed you had no bloody idea where I live. Are you okay?
We must look so creepy. We never asked her where she lived and we just rock up on her doorstep like, hey, do you want to break into a dungeon? Oh no. A timid smile crosses my lips. I definitely don't think this is a conversation to be had in the street. Can we talk? Oh, sorry. Of course, come in. Ooh. Very nice. I was so busy looking at all the plants. Oh my god, there are even more knives. Jesus. I didn't notice these knives. I didn't notice that knife. Oh my god. This is so Piper. This is so Piper. I love it. Her house is warm and inviting. The walls adorned with an abundance of gorgeous weaponry and various plants and brightly coloured pillows litter the room. Your home is beautiful. Thank you. I've been lucky, really. I know not all hunters catch a break like I have. Plus, real estate in this shithole is cheap. We share a laugh, but I can't help but feel a sense of urgency to discuss things with her. I decide now is not the time for pleasantries or stalling. Cutting straight to the chase is the only way. I have some news about Aya. Her eyes widen, flicking to the side away from me. Aya?
Please don't say what I think you're going to.
No, Aya... At least I hope Aya wasn't the one who was killed in the woods last night. I pulled a sash from inside my coat and present it to her, but I'm quick to reassure. This was found in the woods, but that doesn't mean... She could still be alive, Piper. This has clearly been out there for a while. That doesn't make it better. 'Cause that means she was hurt a while ago. Oh no. She reaches out and runs her hand over the ruined fabric, her fingers shaking. With a deep inhale, she withdraws, turning to sit upon the arm of her sofa. Why are you here? She looks so sad. Like she's only thinking the worst. I don't blame her, and I can't imagine how frustrated she must feel with the hand she's been dealt. I wanted you to know that I spoke to August last night. They were quite honest with me about everything, really. Oh, they were,
I suppose they told you why I was demoted. I acted without rational thought. I was so angry.
I offer her a smile, trying to catch her gaze. I may or may not have been caught doing exactly as you did. You didn't. I nod, feeling a little smug now the fear of being reprimanded by my enforcer has dissipated. I broke into Augustus Willenheim's office and lived to tell the tale.
Fucking brilliant. You've got guts. I'll give you that.
I shrug, brushing it off. I'm grateful that the mood has shifted to something that feels a little lighter. You know, August regrets how everything happened. They seemed wistful. I think they miss your friendship. She frowns deeply, fiddling with the edge of her tunic.
They hurt me. I think it'll take me a while to get over that.
And that's fair. That is very fair. Piper has every right to feel hurt. I don't think that Piper is being, emotional for the sake of emotional, or that she's being melodramatic. Her friend randomly disappeared. No one was giving her any answers, so she decided to get them herself. And, August... I really don't think August behave very well themselves. So, fair play, Piper. I'd say give them a chance. They do seem to regret what they did. But, if Piper's like, I need time to get over that, fair play to her.
It wasn't even about the punishment. It was that they didn't believe me. You work with someone for all that time, but when it came down to it, they thought I'd gone mad. Why would I make up such a thing? Everyone jokes about us and our instincts, but they don't understand. When we feel something, we really feel it,
I nod because I do know. Whatever lies within us that grants us our abilities is something we cannot shake or ignore. If we sense someone is in pain or they're scared, we feel it in kind. If we love fully. If we can feel something that feels off, it usually is. They employ us to do what we do for a reason. I wish they'd have a better understanding of what or how we feel. She scoffs a quiet laugh, rolling her eyes and offering me a small smile. If only.
If August wishes to make amends, I welcome their apology, but it will take me a while to trust them again. I was humiliated and betrayed by one of my only friends. They've got some begging to do.
Fair. Now that I'd like to see. Camille, I'd said nothing there. Camille was the one saying that she wanted to see August beg. Like that is not on me. For once, that is not on me. Camille is being thirsty here. Shit, me too. Piper, no. Piper, no. Keep your hands off of them, please. I'll get you a front row seat if it ever happens, alright? Deal. Now, I have a proposition. Oh? I can't. After that scene where August was like, I care about you, I can't flirt with other people now. I know, clearly I'm not locked in to the August, route, but I know I said that Camille is a terrible flirt, and I think she is, up until the point where it's like, oh shit, this person wants to be in a relationship with me. I need cease flirting. Cease flirtations. We've got one. Yeah, we're going into the dungeons. I want to go into the dungeons. She stares at me blank, expressionless.
You fucking what? Are you absolutely mad? Fancying a demotion too, are you? Well, let me tell you, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
I throw her a look and she smirks. You're serious then? Well, Camille, I'm impressed. So, come on then, what's this plan? I'm still putting the pieces together. You inspired me, though. Good to know some good comes out of my suffering, I suppose. Do you have any tips? Any kinks you encountered on your journey? Camille, I said no flirting! You can't be asking people that! I know, I'm just being silly. I know that's not what she's asking, I'm just being silly. The fact that I didn't even get to the door would indicate that I failed pretty miserably, wouldn't you say? There are wards, there are guards. It's pretty impossible unless... Unless? Well, you know Ezra, don't you? The witch is more than a pretty face. Speak to him. See if you can convince him to help. She's right. I've seen him use wards in his shop, and from what I saw of his magic the other day... You're a genius. She shrugs as if it's the most obvious statement I could have made. Duh. When you're ready, you know I've got your back. Always. Upon entering the shop, I find chaos. I spot Ezra frantically gesturing at Omen, the demon's tail tightly coiled. I'm wary of approaching him after our little incident yesterday, instead choosing to observe from afar. I manage to catch Ezra's eye and he throws me a sympathetic look. He's stressed, his hands full of bandages and potions. He mutters something quick and sharp under his breath to Omen, who then turns and stares at me with wide, sorry eyes as the witch disappears through his purple curtain. If I ask what's going on, will you give me an answer? The question seems to catch him by surprise. Then he looks away, his lips pursed. He doesn't seem to have forgotten his outburst with me yesterday, or his abrupt departure. Good. It isn't my intention to trip him with the reminder, but just as well that he remembers. Did you bring someone in who was hurt? Brown eyes snap to me almost instantly, and Omen moves as though to step between me and the entrance to Ezra's back room, then catches himself in the middle and forcibly drops his arms to his sides. He opens his mouth, stammers without speaking, then his shoulders droop in defeat. A little spark that might have caught on the bandage rolls in his hand peters out.
Yes, but maybe you shouldn't see her right now. I mean...
Omen talking about this her. Because he mentioned that before the, what would you even call that? The incident the other day. He said something along the lines of, I guess she's not here, I should go. And then he legged it. He licks his lips, a flick of his black tongue visible. It seems so eerily out of place on a face so painfully human in its distress.
At least let Ezra see to her first. He needs some space when he works his magic.
Then we have time for you to tell me. I'm sure our guest is... Yeah, I'm not. Unless it's with August, I'm not flirting anymore. Are you hurt? Oh, I don't know. I said before, Camille believes in you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. I mean, hurt doesn't just mean physically, it could mean emotionally. He did seem incredibly distressed after, the incident yesterday, so I think it'd be good to check in on him. Are you hurt? Omen blinks at me, for a moment uncomprehending. Had the thought that he might be the one who is hurt not cross his mind at all? Evidently not. His mouth goes round and he blushes, looking away and shaking his head. But then he smiles and holds the medical supplies closer. I'm fine. It's her I'm worried about. Of course, the guest. I glance at the door leading to the back, and after a moment of concentration, I can pick up on it too. A hint of power, one not unlike Omen's own. Another demon. This town is becoming a little too crowded, isn't it? I decide to keep my faith in Omen for now, however, and smile at him reassuringly as I can. I'm sure she'll be all right. Ezra is tending to her after all. At the reminder, Omen visibly relaxes.
Yeah, you're right, of course. He's very good at this. He took care of me when I came here.
And we actually read that interaction. That was one of the codex entries. His words peter out. Omen looks down at his arms, then at the wall, then at me pensively. His tail lashes back and forth, his body tense, and for one dangerous moment, I wonder what he'll do. But my hand stays off my weapon this time, and his burgeoning power stays contained within that slim, fleshy guise. We look at each other until I feel we come to a silent understanding. Omen sighs, his shoulders falling.
Hunter, I owe you an explanation, I think. I owe you the truth.
Thank you! At least someone is willing to be honest. He fidgets, looking anywhere but me, before steeling himself and meeting my gaze. I relax my stance as much as I can, encouraging. No use pushing when Omen seems willing to speak, but I'm glad to hear that I might finally be getting answers. Tell me. He smiles, his eyes soft, appreciative. Then he takes another deep breath and begins.
2 years ago, I came to Lunaris. That is, I came to stay in Lunaris, after a disagreement with my sire, my father.
His eyes flicker around the room almost nervously, and I find myself straining to detect any eavesdropping presence. But there is none. Omen seems to find the same thing because his shoulders droop again.
You know what I am. I suppose you've already guessed.
He sighs.
Your people call him Lucifer, I think. The fallen divine. The Lord of Hells.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, that's the only thing I can think of to say. Okay, Omen. Okay. It takes me a moment to process what he said. Camille and I, once again, linked. We're on the same page. Demon lore is plentiful and easily accessible when you're a hunter. Even in our early years at the academy, we pored over detailed logs of their fiendish hierarchies, favourite vices to exploit, patterns of their appearances. I would damn well hope I know who the Lord of Hells is. Oh, that is very nice. Omen's brown eyes widen, his jaw going slack in surprise. The glamour truly is something, and I'm starting to wonder if he learned it from the witch behind the curtains. It is? He coughs.
That was sarcasm, wasn't it?
Yup. Yes.
That was not sarcasm.
Also yes. No, it was not. Something else also hits me. Our sire? Omen bites his lip and looks away. Then he nods curtly, eyes flicking to the door leading into the shop. Well then. Does your father know that you're here? In the mortal realm, can he find you? A terrible thought crosses my mind. The burned bodies, the hunters targeted. That is a thought. However, this feels like a red herring. It feels far too obvious. No. The vehemence of his denial is startling. I quickly hold up my hands for peace, but Omen isn't paying attention. He's shaking his head vigorously, trembling.
No, that can't be him. Him or any of his minions. I would have known. I would have stopped them.
Omen, you might want to calm down, chicken. His brown eyes are glowing with fire as he stares at me pleadingly. Literal simmering flames. I can feel the fire in his core standing here, far enough away, and now that I know where it comes from, the familiarity makes sense. That's one hell of a secret to hold on to. And who is that in the back, then? One more colossal fact to add to the messy little mountain of information I have been gathering since stepping foot into this mad town. What else is new by now? I believe you, Omen. Omen's shoulders droop in relief, and I feel something tense inside myself unclench as well. It needs not end badly. It will not. Besides, this case would have closed far faster if it were run-of-the-mill demons messing around. Right. Omen closes his eyes and says something too quiet for me to hear. Then he breathes in, breathes out, and slowly makes his way to the counter. He sets all the items in his arms down there. With such deliberateness, I know he is doing so to calm his nerves. Something sneaks through though still. I see a flicker of flame about his hair, an intensity to his aura. But only briefly. The pressure fades as Omen raises his head. He doesn't look at me as he speaks.
I think I'll just head outside for some fresh air.
Are you sure? Omen smiles at me over his shoulder, the curve of his mouth tense.
I think it's for the best. I don't want her to see me like this, rattled and angry. She's my sister. She doesn't deserve it.
Okay. He trails off, staring into the distance for a moment. Then he shakes his head and makes for the door, only adding one last thing before he steps outside.
Will you go and say hello to her? I'm sure Elaine will find you quite lovely.
Oh, well, thank you. I find the names intriguing. We've got Omen and Elaine. I'm like, these names do not match up in my mind, but go off. It's fine. Hello. One, I like her outfit. There's a very strong family resemblance, but she is lovely. I like her hair. Ooh, she cute. The second I lay my eyes on her, it's more than a little obvious that she truly is related to Omen. Maybe even his twin, unless the glamour is simply fooling me. Ezra has a poultice carefully pressed to her dainty hand. A pile of gauze covered in a thick black ichor discarded upon the counter by his side. Ooh, what happened to you, love? She blinks at me once, twice. Her eyes are big and brown, and every bit as earnest as Omen's. Hello. Her voice is disarmingly sweet, almost musical even. I smile at her politely, looking for Ezra for a little guidance. Elaine, this is Camille. Camille, this is Elaine, Omen's twin sister. Ah, yes. I assume Ezra was just as unaware of her existence as I am, but he's polite enough to stay calm and focused, as friendly and as hospitable as ever. It's nice to meet you, Elaine. Oh, you too. Elaine narrows her eyes at me for a brief moment, shaking her head. She looks terrified. She addresses Ezra, but she certainly keeps her eyes on me, on my weapon. Where is Armoros? I still don't know how to pronounce that name. I look at Ezra, my confusion quite evident. Armoros? Ah, yes, that. Her face lights up when I say his name, but I gather that she doesn't fully understand my trepidation. Oh, they're little lovebirds. That's cute. Ezra turns to address the demon, patting her hand gently. He's just outside, and you're all healed up. But I do think you should go and see your brother now. Okay, yes. Yes, I should. Ezra releases her, throwing me a sorry look over his shoulder as he turns to quickly dispose of the mess of medical supplies. It was lovely to meet you, Camille. Her demeanour is delightful, and I'm still slowly processing exactly what her brother just told me. Yes, you too. She glances at me briefly before shyly averting her gaze, turning to meekly part the curtain that led into the shop. The second she's gone, a tall, pale figure bursts through the back door. He looks shocked to see me, but quickly recovers. Is she healed? She's fine, and she's with her brother. I suggest you give them space for the time being. Ezra's words are final and somewhat stern, and Armoros quickly wilts under his vibrant green gaze, his eyes still lightly glowing from whatever magic he's just performed. I don't really know how to unpack all of this. What happened to her? And why are you so desperate to be by her side? Camille! Camille, we found the package written in demonic with, love hearts on it. Camille! He stares longingly at the curtain, Elaine's voice quiet on the other side. Then I remember the note on the stoop of the ibex, the little heart. Zes Hoa. Ah, well, I'm courting her, you see. We're together. She was attacked last night by it, the one that's been getting to your kind, I think. Oh, shit. It's no longer going after hunters, it's going after other stuff too. Unfortunately, it decided to go after a princess of hell. No. Ezra and I share a look, doing little to hide our shock. It? As in the creature? Armoros closes his eyes, sighing heavily. Then he nods. Yes.
If you need to tell us something, we can help. Elaine didn't need to get hurt, so if you know where this thing is...
He looks at me, then back at Ezra, his throat bobbing as he swallows thickly. He's quite clearly battling with the idea of divulging any more information. Ooh, encourage him or push him to talk. I keep saying this. You get more flies with honey than with vinegar. We will gently encourage him. Armoros, it's okay. You can trust us. We just want to help.
She's right. No one will know what you tell us. We just want people to be safe.
He sighs again, his shoulders sinking in defeat. I just want her to be safe. We can see you care for her a great deal, and we want that too. His ice blue eyes quickly flicker between each of us, and it's the most animated I've seen him. Why are you being so nice to me? My sister and I... He trails off, almost looking right through me. If you have information about the creature, we need to know. People are dying, so I find it hard to hold your beliefs against you if you can offer assistance. Destiny. She's shocked to discover how easily the blade sinks into its flesh, fluid and smooth, almost as if she was slipping into a block of butter. The guttural scream that falls from her mother's lips as the creature raises its hand to strike her almost snaps Piper from her rage. But she focuses, twists the knife once, twice, and then nothing. There's a gargled sound of blood flooding its lungs, the noise the blade makes as it clatters to the ground, followed by the heavy thud of its lifeless body, then blissful silence. Piper is 11 when she kills her first werewolf. There's nothing quite like the thrill of the hunt, the way her boots pound the uneven forest floor, the way the wind feels as it hits her face, the sight of a creature running for its miserable life before her. It feeds her and quells the itch that builds and burns bright, simmering like embers inside her. She huffs a laugh as it skids to a stop, spinning on agile limbs and greeting her with a toothy grin, eyes wide and crimson in the darkness. Decided to finally face your fate? The vampire growls and lunges, and she dodges it with elegant ease, unsheathing her hatchet and blocking its advance as it tries again. Its fist catches her in the mouth, but she's not fazed, the handle of her weapon making contact with its arm as it tries to deal another blow. She puts everything she has behind the answering shove, sending it flying backward into the trunk of an old oak tree. This is a dance she's done 100, 1,000 times or more, and Piper knows all the steps better than anyone in this wretched town. You might want to try a little harder than that, she taunts, spitting blood onto the leaves that crunch beneath her feet. Come on, arsehole, I don't have all night. She plants her feet, her stance unwavering, and she grins. I don't understand. This is fucking... It's... August's eyebrow is quirked in that way that always makes her want to punch them square in their pretty face. Sky blue eyes utterly emotionless as they gaze up at her. Piper, calm down. It's just one rank. It's not the end of the world, for fuck's sake. She slams her fist on their desk, and August remains unfazed. I will not calm down. You're just the same as all of them, August. Just another pencil pusher. I thought you were different. What a fool I am. August clenches their jaw, knuckles bleeding white as they grip the edge of the desk. Don't make this harder, Piper. Please, it's just a minor pun. Minor! She screams, her voice breaking, traitorous tears hot as they pool in her eyes, and she's shaking, her fingers trembling and skin hot, too hot. She opens her mouth to speak, but August stands quickly, their chair protesting loudly against the tiles. Eyes ablaze, magic skittering across their skin, and an unbidden display of power that renders her speechless. I told you not to stick your nose where it didn't belong. God damn it, Piper, why can't you just listen for once in your life? Piper stands silent like a scolded child, hands balled into fists at her side, her nails digging hard into the meat of her palm. She's never heard August raise their voice like this before, never seen them look so capable. August, please, please, she whispers. tears falling freely down her cheeks now, feeling exposed for the first time in as long as she can remember, watching and waiting for August to falter to help her. I did what I thought was right. August's magic dissipates, the glow fading from their skin, and they slowly take a seat, leaning their elbows on the desk, their fingers steepled. She knows they feel bad, but they're too far gone. Too blinded by the agency that has a death grip on every single person that bends to their will. The flush that had flooded their cheeks fades away, and all that's left is their usual, perpetually indifferent expression. As if they hadn't just almost brought the whole building down around them. Just go, Piper. I've had my orders, and you've had yours. She bites back a remark she knows she'll regret, and forces herself to stand tall, proud, because she doesn't know what weakness is. There's only strength, only power. If you decide you want to do the right thing, you know where to find me, she hisses, and she turns and leaves, ensuring the door shakes and cracks in its hinges as she slams it shut. She heads for the forest, looks for a fight, finds one, and she wins. She always wins. Very well. And what will Armoros tell us? Well, we'll just have to find out in the next episode. So, until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.